under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Fields and prouder people shall all proclaim tomorrow's Arkansas, the true wonder state, a real land of opportunity. Opportunities for the artist, for the laborers, for the housewife, for the businessman. Opportunities for us, the citizens of tomorrow. Okay, who's got the pep? We got the pep, pep, pep. Look all around and what do you find? The Little Rock Tigers are doing just fine.
The first day of school that year was Tuesday, September 3rd. My name is Elizabeth Paisley Huckaby. And for most of my life, I've been a teacher, from Lindbergh to Elvis to the fifth dimension. But I remember 1957 in particular, and I suppose the world does too. This is my journal of that year. It's not the story of why things happened the way they did, but of what happened from day to day. It's also a story of the children.
The governor, in his speech last night, cited evidence of potential violence, and this morning he has directed a National Guard unit to maintain order at Central High. Some view this as a political move to block the admission of 9 Negro students into the all-white school today, in compliance with the Supreme Court decision of 1954. Superintendent of Schools Virgil Blossom has requested that the 9 Negroes remain at home until the situation is clarified. The governor justified his action.
Sorry, ma'am, no one's allowed through.
Well, I teach at Central. I'm the girls' vice principal.
Do you have some identification, please, ma'am?
Here we go.
Yes, ma'am, well, that's a driver's license, but do you have something that says you're a teacher?
Yes, here's the Arkansas Educational Association card. See, it says Central High.
That'll do it.
Oh, thank you.
Let her in, fellas. Checkpoint, ma'am. You connected with the school? Mrs. Huckaby.
Who's that? Lenny Bell.
Yes, ma'am. Graduated 2 years ago. I didn't think you'd remember me. Isn't it something? Yesterday I'm pumping gas and today I'm keeping the peace.
Well, am I allowed to pass?
Oh, sure, ma'am. You go right on through. We're just stopping the collars.
Morning.
Morning, Elizabeth. Hope you had a nice summer. From the looks of things, it's not going to be much of a fall.
Well, how long have you been up?
Never went to bed. Smell anything?
Cheap cigars.
They commandeered my office now. How am I supposed to run this place?
Are they going to stay?
Probably. This Eisenhower does something. It's a mess.
Jess.
And it's not even 8 o'clock. You here?
What?
They're not letting any of the Negro help in. None of the cooks, none of the cafeteria people.
Wonderful. We gotta feed 2,000 kids without a staff.
Makes me so mad. Look, any trouble getting through?
Oh, no, I must have been the right color.
Well, I gotta get things in shape. Looks like it's gonna be an interesting day.
You know something? I think a couple of the teachers could clean up in between the 2 cafeteria periods. We just have to issue late passes because the children never finish on time.
Well, that had Owen through. He can whip up something easy. Oh, and Elizabeth.
What?
Mrs. Pettyjohn won't be in for a while. Can you type up a new special bulletin?
Oh, sure. What do you want me to say?
General welcome. Might as well face the National Guard thing head on. Principal's office. Yes, this is Mr. Matthews. No, we have nothing to say to the press. Open? Of course we're open. It's starting. Hello.
Special bulletin. Students and teachers. This announcement is not a topic for class discussion, merely for information. We will continue school as in the past until the question of integration is legally resolved. Students, you have a responsibility to go quietly about your business. The guardsmen who are stationed at our school are here to do a job, and you are asked to mind them and treat them in a friendly manner. It is our earnest hope that every student will cooperate in the peaceful solution of the problem. Best wishes for a successful year. All right, Taggart. Here. Taggart, all right. Tomlinson. All right, everybody. Okay. Trainer. Here. Right there. Weiler. Here. All right. And Weatherby. Here. Right. All right, everybody, we will start with a general outline of the course right here, and then I will give you a list of the required materials, and I'll pass out your text. Your first assignment will be an autobiography.
Excuse me, could you speak a little louder?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's noisy in here, isn't it? Well, I'm afraid if I close this window, we'll all just melt in here. Wait a minute, everybody. Just sit down, all right?
Crowd will go home soon, ma'am. They're just waiting to see if the niggers come.
The Negroes have been instructed to stay home today.
What about tomorrow?
I don't know about tomorrow, but if they do come, it's our job to make them feel as much a part of this school as we are.
Mrs. Huckaby?
Yes? Sarah, right?
Yes, ma'am. I was just wondering, are them soldiers...
Those soldiers, Sarah.
Those soldiers going to be hanging around all year?
Well, I don't know, but if they are, I'm sure we'll all get used to them.
Yes, ma'am. Long as none of us get shot.
All right. Just settle down, please. I know this is hard for all of us, and we all have our own opinions. But right now, our job is 10th grade English. Yes. No, Yes, I can be there at 7 o'clock in the morning. No, I'll work on a special bulletin tonight. Yes. Yeah, all right. You try to get some sleep. Bye. I was Jess Matthews.
I gathered.
He said the federal court just met.
Elizabeth. Your dinner's cold.
I'm not hungry.
Coffee?
No. They've ordered the board to proceed with integration. The Negro children will be at school tomorrow.
Another year or two and it would have happened at my school. Maybe I'll retire just in time.
I wish we could retire the governor.
Not likely, the way he's going. Too good a politician.
This morning it was so sad. All those troops, I didn't know where I was. Guns and bayonets of all things.
Arkansas versus the United States of America.
Well, I just hope nobody gets hurt. September 4th, the first of the 9 to arrive was Caroline Fuller. Her family had no telephone, so she didn't know she was supposed to come with the others.
No colored allowed today. Now, why don't you just go on home?
Look at those shoes.
With the newspapers? That's right. Why the hell don't you Yankees go home?
My hometown? It's Greenville, Mississippi.
Orders at the governor.
Get out of here! Nobody wants you here!
We don't want her here.
Yeah!
Come on, honey. I'll go with you.
Will you take your nigger and go home? Nigger lover! Go on, get out of here, nigger!
Though Caroline Fuller had been forced to return home, the other 8 Negro children came to school later that morning.
Charles, would you sit down? Sit down, everybody. Just sit down.
There are 8 of them, and they have some preachers with them.
Charles, did you... Charles, did you hear what I said? I said, sit down. All right, everybody. All right. Just quiet down. Now, I want y'all to understand, remember that we have to have the outline in by the end of the week. Does everyone understand? Any questions?
J.O., what happened?
It was awful. Colored kids were turned away, all of them.
Gracious, I never saw a crowd like that.
Dorothy, I'm going to run over and see Marlene.
Okay.
Marlene, what's the matter?
Nothing.
Oh, now come on, tell me about it. Maybe I can help.
Well, it's just the girls in gym class that kind of started picking on me, you know, because my father's on the school board.
I don't understand.
Well, they say he voted for integration.
Well, of course he did. He had to. It was an order from the court.
That's what I told them. But they just won't listen. Mrs. Huckaby, I might have to leave school.
Oh, honey, now it can't be that bad.
It's not the girls. It's all the other things. I mean, at home. We keep getting phone calls and threats. one day.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know that.
What am I supposed to do?
Well, why don't I call your mother and maybe we can have special arrangements to get you to school early, at least for a little while.
I just wish things were normal.
Yes.
What time is it?
It's after 3.
Can't you sleep?
No.
I can't sleep because you're not sleeping. You know it's not going to get any better.
What? My not sleeping or the situation in general?
Both. You thought of taking some time off.
A sick leave?
Whatever. Certainly not enjoying this. And the way you personalize.
Well, maybe it's time I personalize. You know something, Glenn? I have never joined a club. I've never signed a petition. I have never spoken out on anything. Maybe I should take a sabbatical from that.
You're a good teacher. Now, isn't that enough?
Not this year, no. You go and sleep. Okay?
Yeah.
I saw it.
So did everyone else. Apparently, this photograph has been published all over the world.
So?
Then it is you.
Of course it's me.
I wasn't sure, Billy. You see, sometimes anger distorts people's faces. It makes them difficult to recognize.
That's the way I felt.
Did you see this letter right here? Now, that's from 10 of our students. They favor getting on with integration without any violence.
I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't even touch her.
Billy, you know, a great many people are going to be watching us to find out how we react. Now, don't you think it would be a good idea if we presented ourselves in the best possible way?
I got a right to my opinion. You're not supposed to tell us what to think.
No, that is true. But I am supposed to tell you how to behave. And screaming at people does not set a good example, does it?
Can I go now?
Yes, Billy. You may go.
Was that our pinup girl?
Mm-hmm.
What'd she say?
Oh, something about having a right to her opinion.
Oh, that seems to be going of the realm around here, expressing opinions.
Okay, who got the pets? Pets, pets, we got the pets.
While the governor and President Eisenhower negotiated in the press and in private, the Negro children stayed home. Somehow, Central High went about its business. The major concern of the moment was the upcoming football game with our arch rival, the Texarkana Tigers. It was odd how quickly we adjusted. How did it go this morning?
Pretty good. My dad brought me in at 8. Wasn't a crowd yet.
And what about the girls? Are they treating you all right?
Okay, I guess. Good. Did you hear about the petition?
No, what petition?
Some of the kids are passing it around. It's for the school board to resign.
Oh. Well, I wouldn't worry about that.
My daddy says he'd love to resign. He wants to sign the petition himself. I think that'd be good. Excuse me.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Miss Huckaby?
Yes?
I'm Colonel Chandler. Mr. Matthews asked me to speak to you.
Yes?
State police want to take a deposition from one of the students, Donna Kirby. Do you know her?
Donna Kirby. Does she have an older brother that plays on the...
No brothers, no sisters, ma'am. She's a sophomore.
Yes, I think I know who you're talking about.
Well, it appears she has information regarding a bribe made by a reporter from the New York Times. We'd like to speak with her, ma'am, and Mr. Matthews said to clear it with you.
Well, I'll have to get permission from her parents.
Well, how can we facilitate this?
Well, there's no problem. I'll just call her mother as soon as I get up to the
Let's
school.
do it now, ma'am. Let's hop into the Jeep and I'll give you a lift.
Oh, well, thank you. Oh, that's very nice. I've never ridden in the Jeep before.
Well, it'll certainly be our pleasure.
Oh, thank you. See if I can climb up here. Thank you so much. Well, I hope you young men know how to keep those things from going off.
Ma'am, don't mind, ma'am. They ain't loaded.
Donna, this is Colonel Chandler from the National Guard.
Donna?
And Sergeant
Griffin.
Griffin, sorry.
How do, gentlemen?
Why don't we come on into my office, all right? We can talk in there. Donna, come on, sit here. Gentlemen, you'll have a seat there. Darling, your mother has given permission for these gentlemen to ask you some questions.
Oh, well, I'm happy to help any way I can, then.
Now, Donna, we understand you heard a conversation between a Yankee reporter and 2 male students from this school.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, he offered him $10 to start a fight with some niggers.
Who was this reporter?
Well, I don't know his name. But he said he's from the New York Times.
And you'd swear to this?
Oh, well, yes, sir. Oh, anyway, one of my friends was with me, and, well, she saw it, too.
Excuse me. Who was the friend, Donna?
Tricia Alcott.
I'm not sure I would consider Tricia Alcott a reliable witness.
Well, just because she was suspended from school last year, it doesn't mean she's a liar. And she'll back me up, too. That Yankee offered money to start a fight just so he could make us all look bad.
Well, we can't have these people coming in breaking the law.
Well, I think that would apply to the mob out there, too.
Well, we're doing the best we can for that, ma'am.
Did you tell your daddy about this incident?
Oh, yes, sir, right away.
What was his reaction?
Well, he said that reporter better go back up north where he came from or get his throat cut.
About 8:30. Not much of a crowd today, so the TV people had to liven things up.
Well, it's a great advertisement for the school. Miss Huckaby, Mr. Matthews wants to see you in the office. He said it was urgent.
Well, you go on. I'll take care of American Bandstand.
Come on in, Elizabeth. Please close the door.
What's wrong?
Liz, do you know the girlfriends of 2 boys named Bubba and Deke?
No, those are nicknames. They wouldn't show up in the robes.
We're trying to track them down. It might help if one of your girls knows who they are.
Dale, there are 1,000 girls in this school. Will somebody tell me what's going on?
I got an anonymous call this morning. Adult male. He said his son walks to school with 2 boys named Deke and Bubba. Apparently they were bragging that they put dynamite in one of their lockers. They said it to go off today.
Good Lord.
I asked him for his name, but he wouldn't give it to me. He said he told his son to come home.
Well, then couldn't we check the absentee list?
Like you said, those are nicknames. We got 64 male absentees today.
Well, did this man say why he was calling?
Mm-hmm. Good Samaritan. Wanted to save lives. He suggested we clear out and close down.
Jess, I think it's a damn hoax.
Yes, I can't believe he wouldn't give you his name and the boy's name if there really was dynamite here in the building.
Well, last week somebody blew up a school in Nashville, remember?
If we close down every time we get an anonymous call, we might as well just go out of business. That's exactly what they want. Hell, look at North Little Rock High. They had a little pressure. They called off integration entirely. Are we going to cave in like that?
What do you think?
We're one of the top 38 schools in this country. I don't think whatever happens this year, we cannot close down. We have to stay open. We owe it to the children.
J.O., what do you think?
I say, let's take the risk. Wait until 3:30, have the lockers searched. Unless you're convinced your good Samaritan was telling the truth.
I think he was lying.
Have you talked to Virgil Blossom?
He thinks we should stay open.
Then it's settled.
I think so.
A unanimous group of teachers. I never thought I'd live to see the day. Special bulletin. Please read and stress in classes and study halls. In compliance with city health and sanitation regulations, all lockers will be inspected after school today by an exterminator company. These routine inspections are scheduled as a means of exterminating rats and mice. Students are requested to remove all books and personal possessions from lockers before they leave school today and to leave their lockers open. All locks will be cut off lockers which are not left open. Your cooperation is appreciated.
Is it my imagination, or are they leaving faster than usual?
Maybe they heard rumors.
At this point, I don't care, just as long as they're out of the building.
What time our exterminator starting?
3:30. Let's hope they don't catch a mouse.
The search took 8 hours. Our custodians and building supervisors checked every locker in the school. Those that were sealed were broken open. We had been made to feel like policemen instead of teachers, and none of us was particularly proud of it.
Hi.
Hi.
Did they find anything?
No.
Well, that's good news, isn't it?
I suppose.
But you're not exactly overjoyed.
Glenda checked every locker. They had to break open some of them. Students don't even have a right to privacy anymore.
On Friday, a judge ruled that Mr. Faubus had misused the National Guard. The troops were removed from the school and replaced by the police. In the press, the governor was quoted as saying, "Now begins the crucifixion."
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
I don't suppose you remember me, do you?
Miss Anderson.
Armstrong, 10th grade biology, right? Miss Armstrong is one of our new teachers.
Hello, nice to see you.
How
You
do you
joining the
do?
church?
No, I'm just visiting. I felt like after last week I needed a big dose of religion.
Well, we had a very mild sermon today.
Believe me, I am grateful. I've had enough fire and brimstone in school. And I guess none of us look forward to tomorrow.
Oh, how's that?
Didn't you see the papers? Listen, they're coming in again on Monday. The Negro children.
Well, they've waited long enough. They're entitled.
Well, I just wish everybody felt that way. Might be a real good day to call in sick. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Huckaby.
Bye-bye.
What's going on up there?
I can see Park Street from 14th to 16th. We got the granddaddy of all crowds down there.
Any sign of them?
No, but I sure don't see how they're going to get through.
What about the students?
No problem. They're letting them pass.
Okay, Tommy. Keep me posted. Are we all set?
Well, the athletic staff are in charge of the halls. Your men are at all of the entrances. Once we get them inside, we can handle it.
Well, what time do they come?
8:45.
We should clear the halls and have everybody in their homerooms by then. Each student will be in a place where the person in charge knows him or her personally.
What's that?
Oh, that's the warning bell. We have a tardy bell at 8:45.
Oh, Mr. Matthews, parents are calling in to say they're not sending their children.
Well, that's their prerogative. Just keep a record. The less kids here today, the better.
Hildebrand here. What is it, Tommy?
Something's going on. Looks like a fight.
Tommy, you there? What the hell's happening?
They're ganging up on some coloreds over there at the gas station. I can't see too well. We better send some men over there to break it up.
You know what I think? I think it's a diversion. They're pulling the crowd away so they can sneak in the kids. Let's get over there. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Shake a leg, kids. Come on. You're all going to be late. Come on, let's go, kids. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get on up there.
Let's go into class.
Yes, ma'am.
Get out of the way of my life. Boys, let's go that out right now. Now, boys. Let's go. On to class, please. Right, immediately. Come on. Immediately. You too. On to class. Girls, it's late.
Good morning, Miss Huckaby.
Good morning,
Wow.
Got everybody. Yes. If you can take those up there. All right, I'll go down this way.
Elizabeth.
What?
The flag. Did we raise the flag today?
Is it raining?
No.
Then we'll raise the flag.
How can they let them in there? How can they do that?
Are you students here?
Why, don't we look it?
Well, you look a little bit old, even for seniors.
She doesn't think we go here.
That a fact. Take my word for it, ma'am, we do belong. Unlike some others I could mention.
All right, let's go.
Where?
To the office. If you really are students, you can identify yourselves by your schedule.
Hey, now, wait a minute. Look, we're seniors. Really.
Who is your homeroom teacher?
Mr. Sanford.
Then hadn't you better report upstairs for roll call? You are late. Go on.
Morning.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning.
Mrs. Huckaby?
Good morning.
Yes, dear.
These kids are looking for the office.
Well, thank you very much.
How you doing?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good morning. Well, nice to have you with us.
It's nice to
Thank
be
you.
here.
Well, thank you. Well, why don't you all come with me? All right? All right. Come on. Everybody, just come on in and make yourself comfortable. That's right. Come on in. Here, take a seat. Fine. Come on in, kid. Yes. Well, as soon as everybody gets into his first period class, we'll go over your program. Right now, I'll give you some student handbooks, all right? What's the matter? Oh, are you all right?
Yes, ma'am. If I could just sit here a minute.
Oh, that's great. Well, you just stay right there until you feel better. Just let John, will you get hold of the nurse? She's all right.
It's some kind of nurse.
Yeah, I think she's all right now. Are you all right?
Yes, please.
Sure?
I'm fine.
You sure about it? Oh, it's okay. I think she'll be all right.
Everybody here? I want to welcome you all to Central High. I'm Mr. Matthews, the principal, and we're going to try to acclimate you to our routine as quickly as possible. And the first step is your schedule cards. So, if you'll just come with me.
You just have those right here. Mm-hmm. Here, and any of you need any pencils?
Yeah.
Pencils?
No, Thelma, you just rest.
Hey, don't you boys have someplace to be, huh? Get on the track. Get on. I mean, move it. Move it. Keep moving. Keep moving. That's the way down here.
Morning. 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 Jess, let's make sure everybody gets where they're going without loitering.
Correct.
Do you have pencils?
Elizabeth.
Yes.
Don't wait for the nurse. I think we should take this young lady to the first aid room.
Miss Opie, I'll be right back.
Let's go into the dispensary. We'll go and see the nurse and just make sure you're all right before you go. All right?
Come on. Keep them moving, Mr. Pierce.
Miss Huckaby.
What is it, Barbara?
Can I talk to you?
Well, why don't you just wait in my office, all right?
It's important, ma'am.
What?
Miss Huckaby, I don't know what to do. I mean, my mother told me to come home with the Negro showed
Well, then
up.
go on home. Just be sure and sign out, all right? Barbara, did you hear me?
I don't really want to go. I mean, I've got a test I shouldn't miss.
Well, that's up to you, all right?
Well, maybe I could call my mother.
That's fine. I think that's a good idea.
Can I use the phone
No,
in
no,
here?
you use the phone out in the hall. All right. Oh, you got it. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Ernest Green.
Yes, Ernest Green.
Nice to meet you. Ernest.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. And that's Minijean Brown. And the rest of you want to give me your cards. Whenever you're finished, I'll take your cards over here, all right?
Hey, Miss Huckaby. You can let these niggers stay in here?
Boy, this is a school. Out.
Good morning, class. This is Carlotta Walls, and she will be joining us for the rest of the semester. Carlotta, why don't you give me that little slip of paper, and then you take that chair right over there, all right? Now, as we know, your autobiographies are due in this Friday. Clay, where are you going?
I'm changing my seat.
I could see that. Would you please return to your assigned chair?
Miss Huckaby, I'll change my seat or I'm going home.
Clay?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but there just ain't any rules around here about where we gotta sit.
Miss Huckaby, if it's all right with you, I could sit next to Carlotta. I'm through with my paper. I could help her with hers.
Thank you, Penny. That's very nice of you. Clay, you may sit down or go home. Pardon me, please. Pardon me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to get into the office. I'm very sorry. Sorry, excuse me, lady. Oh, I beg your pardon. You
just tell me what class he's in and I'll get him out of
Just give me a moment, ma'am. I have to get his schedule.
All right, that's on the second floor. Turn right to the top of the stairs, room 206. But please have her come by and sign out before she leaves. Anyhow, we can handle it. Get out before you're drafted in.
Oh, all right, let me find a card.
I don't see that I have any choice. The radio says there's been fighting.
Well, the radio is absolutely inaccurate.
They say children have been hurt.
Nobody has been hurt, Mrs. Farrow. Now, if you want to take Rachel out, that is your privilege, but any rumors you've heard are absolutely untrue.
Well, what class is she in now?
She is in, gym.
Are there any Negroes with her?
No, not this period.
Look, I don't have anything against the colored being here. It's just... Are you sure it's not dangerous?
Mrs. Farrow, if we thought it was dangerous, we would close the school.
All right. I'll let Rachel stay. I just hope you people know what you're doing.
Mrs. Huckaby, excuse me, honey.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Listen, would you take over? I've got to get to a class. All right, I'm sorry.
If you come back, bring aspirins.
All right. Class, will you go on with your work, please? I'll be back in just a minute. All right? What?
Chief Hildebrand wants to send the Negro kids home.
What?
He can't control the mob. You'd better get Carlotta. J.O. is rounding up the others.
But that's just what we've been trying to avoid. I mean, there's nothing going on here. It's all outside.
What happens if the outside decides to come inside? We can't chance it.
Oh, but Jazz.
Elizabeth, it's a combustible situation. Now, for their own safety, I want those kids away from here. Then maybe we can clear out that crowd.
All right. I'll go get Carlotta.
Over the other side. Bring the running back over.
You sure? Uh-huh. A friend of mine saw them go out by the side door.
She says they're gone. She's checked upstairs everywhere.
But, okay, anything from there.
I'm looking in here. Just check everything as you go. Every door. Let's go. Make sure.
That the Negro children are no longer in school. This is a great victory, but it's just the first step. Come on! We're in the right and they know it.
They're breaking up, but I heard a lot of them say they'll be back tomorrow.
Well, what happens then? The same thing?
At this point, it's out of our hands. We're educators, not policemen.
Trouble is, the policemen say they can't handle it either.
And I guess it's up to the president.
The next night, what some called the occupation of Little Rock began. President Eisenhower federalized the Arkansas National Guard, and over 1,000 members of the 101st Airborne Division were flown in from Kentucky. Daily Bulletin, September 25th. Some current rumors need correction. Number 1, there has been no violence in this building. Number 2, no pupil was forced to stay in school. Number 3, no classroom door can be locked so it won't be opened from inside. Number 4, no teachers have resigned. Number 5, all teachers are carrying on the school program with the welfare of all students in mind. At this morning's special assembly, we will be addressed by General Thomas Woods, commander of this military district. So let's give him our usual warm Central High School welcome. All right.
I can't tell you how long we'll be here, but we'll try not to disrupt any of your normal activities. Our men have been instructed not to socialize. They are not to be engaged in conversation or made the object of humorous or derogatory remarks. Keep in mind, they have a difficult job to do. Finally, Some people are saying that our presence here is a violation of states' rights. Now, that's a distortion of the facts. We are simply enforcing the law of the land, and our primary job is to keep order. I know many of you are not in agreement with the decision of the federal court, but I ask you as good citizens to help us carry it out in a peaceful and orderly fashion. Thank you very much.
I'm sure we all appreciate General Wood's remarks. And I know we'll follow his suggestions. Howard, it's all yours.
Will everyone please rise for the retirement of the flags?
Oh, Liz, I don't know what to do about this phone call.
The White House? What do they want?
Well, they want to know if the nigger kids are in school yet.
Well, they're due here in 10 minutes.
Well, how am I supposed to know that? Nobody tells me anything. I don't even know how I can be sure it's the White House calling.
Why don't you let one of the FBI men take care of it?
What FBI men?
The one's back there. Can't you tell from the haircuts?
I just wish somebody would keep me informed.
Here they come now.
Everybody hold it. Just a minute. That's good.
Well, good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning.
Mrs. Huckaby, Mr. Powell, and I want to wish you well. If you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to come to any one of us. This is the first period, and you all know your way to your classes, so... Captain? Caroline? Good to have you. Yes, of course.
Elizabeth? J.O.?
General Woods says he wants our suggestions for establishing procedures. Now, all of this is happening so quickly.
You know, I think, Jess, I think it would be a good idea if I gave up my classes for a while.
Now, why would you want to do that?
Well, so that J.O. and I could be available in case anybody needs us.
Fire brigade?
Maybe.
You sure you want to stop teaching?
It'd just be temporary, not permanent.
Want to bet? All right.
There'll be further information on this matter during the lunch hour.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I think we should post a guard on each floor.
No, you need at least 2 guards on each floor because of the angle of the hallways here.
Here's the faculty roster right there, and this is the teacher's handbook. Now, of course, the important thing here is the bell schedule for the classes.
And we'll keep the newsmen and the photographers away from the building.
Absolutely. The main problem is identification. There's so damn many students. We picked up 5 kids this morning, don't even go here. They're just hanging around trying to make trouble.
And another thing, you know, it is very difficult to teach with all the noise from the crowds outside.
That can be taken care of. We'll deploy our lines on a wider perimeter and keep the crowd away from Park Street. Something wrong?
No, it's just this talk about lines and perimeters makes me feel like I'm in a war zone or something.
Excuse me. Mrs. Pettyjohn just took a call in the outer office. A man, he wouldn't give his name, said the school was going to be blown up at noon.
Did you recognize the voice?
No, sir.
Could it have been a student?
I don't know. I don't think so. He seemed older and he spoke very quickly and then he just hung up.
It's another hoax. They want us to close down.
We can't take that chance. I'll have my men conduct a search, but first we got to get the kids out of here.
You know, there is one way we could do it without having to shut down.
What's that?
Couldn't we have a fire drill?
Nothing as expected.
Shall I move them back in?
Maybe we should just leave them where they are. If this keeps up, we'll have to have outdoor classes.
It'll all settle down.
Will they? I'm taking tranquilizers. You believe it? Never took them before in my life. All right, let's get back to work. I'll save a few of these for you.
Thank you very much. I'll go get them. Somehow, in spite of everything, the days passed and the work got done. The 101st was replaced by the federalized National Guard, and gradually the mobs drifted away. The Russians sent Sputnik into space, and for a few brief moments, the world glanced away from us and looked toward the skies. But for the Negro children, each day was a small war.
register. You all right?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, give me your library cards.
We didn't do nothing.
Your library cards.
Oh, look, we just tripped up a nigger. Nothing wrong with that.
Just report to Mr. Matthews' office and tell him I'll be there in a few minutes.
What's the big deal?
Go! Ernest, boy, stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Go on, go on, go on! Both of Ernest. All right. They'll be suspended. I have their names. I just don't understand why the guards weren't paying any attention.
Oh, they're local, you know. They're not the same as the 101st.
Now, when these incidents happen, do you report them?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, but not all the time.
It's kind of a waste of time, isn't it? I mean, a lot of the teachers, they don't care. I'm late for class.
Ernest? Ernest? I'd like to tell you something, if I may. When I was in college, I went to a students' convention. It was in Indianapolis. And I met this very attractive young woman. I don't remember her name, but she was extremely interesting and intelligent. And she was also the first Negro I had ever met who wasn't a servant. Do you know why I'm telling you this?
Not exactly.
Well, you see, there are a lot of people around here who have never been out of this county. And they're used to looking at things in one particular way. And it's going to take a while for them to change.
You think they ever will?
Well, not as soon as you and I would like, but yes. Of course, I know that isn't going to help you much right now.
Oh, I can handle it.
Well, I'm sure you can. But everybody needs some help now and then, so please don't be afraid to ask. All right?
Okay. Did you know my mother is a teacher?
No, I didn't.
Well, she is.
Caroline, what's the matter?
Mrs. Huckaby. What? Somebody just spit on me.
Who?
I don't know. It was a girl. I was going to gym class, and she came out.
Sit down.
And
sit down. Sit down.
I want to go home.
Carolyn, are you sure?
They throw things at us. They call us names. I am tired of being punched and hit all the time.
Caroline, you know if you leave, it's going to be just that much harder for you to come back. You remember that first day when you came here? That took so much courage. And people were so proud of you. Don't let that go to waste. You have as much right to be here as anybody else. Come on. Let me walk you down to the laboratory and we'll wash your hand off, okay? We'll wash it, scrub it. Get it all clean. All right?
Then I'll get a guard to take you to your class. Carolyn? Well, how'd your day go? Think it was worth staying?
No, ma'am, I don't.
You have betrayed your country and your race. I feel nothing but shame. In spite of you, I will continue to pray for segregation according to God's law.
Unsigned?
Unsigned.
Anybody have anything nice to say?
Oh, yes. Right over here. Yes. Oh, yes. Dear Mr. Matthews, I must respond to my impulse and tell you and your fine corps of teachers what admirable citizens you are. Teachers are, for the most part, men and women of purpose and conviction. Under trying circumstances, you have all shown courage. Ta-da.
Very nice.
That came from Los Angeles. We've also had some very nice letters from Japan, Sweden, and Mexico.
How do we answer it all? Can't even afford the postage.
You know what happened to me this morning? One of the soldiers came in to tell me that two girls were fighting in the hall. So I rushed out to stop them, and I saw they were both white. I was so relieved.
Well, that sounds better than my morning. I had another bomb scare.
No.
Somebody called and said the school was going to blow up at 10:15. Trouble is, it was already 10:12, so I just sat there for 3 minutes with my fingers crossed up to my elbow.
Okay, before you light it.
Most of the students went about the business of getting an education. But there was a hard core of troublemakers who resisted integration at every opportunity. They staged walkouts from school, spread rumors to the press, and some of them even fed information to the governor's office. Many were suspended. Others were transferred by their parents to different schools. But the majority bided their time. They needed a victory, and that meant they needed a victim.
So the English test. Study?
Yeah, well, the vocabulary is really hard part.
Yeah, I was never my vocabulary.
This is going to be too hard. She didn't study a little bit. All right, girls, come on in.
I did not push her.
She did.
She pushed me.
All right, what is obvious is that somebody pushed...
She locked the door and she wouldn't let me in.
We were just standing there when suddenly she barged in. She didn't even say excuse me.
Well, did you touch her?
Well, I guess I did. After she shoved me, I kind of shoved her back.
Minijean?
She started it. I was just trying to go to class.
Miss Huckaby, I ain't got nothing against the Negroes, but I'm not going to let them push me around.
All right, Faith, that's enough. Now, what you've both done is grounds for suspension, but I'm going to give each of you another chance. I want you to tell your mother to come in for a conference.
What about her?
You just be concerned with your own behavior. Now, you can go on back to class. Would you close the door, please? Minijean, you sit down, please. You certainly have been having a lot of problems lately.
It's not much fun going to school here.
No, I suppose not. But the others seem to be making a good adjustment.
They don't get picked on as much.
Well, why do you think you were singled out?
I don't know. Maybe I've got more style.
Maybe you have. You're certainly a lightning rod. I see several incidents here. Now, since you've been here, you have been late to class 5 times.
It wasn't my fault. Anyway, you punished me. You sent me to study hall.
Well, don't you think that you and the rest of the Negro children should be treated just like everybody else, including your punishments?
I guess so.
You know something, Minijean? If some of the other students are picking on you, it's just because they want to get you into trouble. And you are too smart to be playing their game.
I know. But it's hard sometimes.
I know that. But you made lots of new friends. Doesn't that help?
A little. But if they act too nice to me, the tough white kids just scare them off.
Well, you let us handle that, all right? And don't you let yourself get provoked. All right? Will you promise me you'll try?
Yes, ma'am. I'll do my best.
Good.
Just as long as nobody shows me.
Inevitably, sex reared its head at Central High. Governor Faubus charged that military guards were following the Negro girls into the dressing rooms of the girls' gymnasium. It seemed as if the entire Pentagon was sent to investigate.
I want accurate measurements, sight lines from this hall where the spying took place, and clear photographs from every angle. Mrs. Huckaby, if you will be good enough. Is something funny?
No, General, nothing at all.
I fail to see any humor in this situation. If our troops are spying on young ladies in a state of undress, then it's a very serious offense.
Well, may I explain to you that it is impossible, General, to see into the girls' dressing room from here?
That remains to be seen.
No. Let me show you. You see, through this door, there is a corridor and a gallery that overlooks the girls' gym. And people walk along here all the time. But if you go down this hallway, through this door, and through another door, then there is the girls' dressing room. Excuse me, girls. I'm sorry.
How could anyone see anything from out there?
You can't. That's the point.
But why are we here?
Well, I suggest you ask the governor that. He was the one who complained.
Huh? I was just standing there doing nothing.
Now, wait a
and
minute.
She scratched
Wait a minute.
me. I want her to repeat that at school. Her.
Minijean swore to me she didn't touch that child, and I believe her. It's just another attempt to have her thrown out of school. I'm surprised it wasn't recognized as such.
Mrs. Richards, forgive me. But this should have been a conference between myself and Minijean's mother and, of course, Mrs. Huckaby.
And you resent the fact that I came in her place?
No, I don't resent it. I question it. You're from the state NAACP, but you don't have a child here.
I have 9 children here.
Jess, it doesn't do any harm to broaden the discussion. It's obvious that Mrs. Richards does have some grievances.
Sorry, Mrs. Richards. I didn't mean you weren't welcome.
Thank you.
As for Minijean, there were no witnesses, so we'll have to let the incident pass. But there have been other problems with Minijean that have nothing to do with harassment. For example, some of the teachers have complained about her attitude.
Mr. Matthews, I'm not suggesting that the Negro children are perfect. But frankly, my major concern is that you and your staff are apparently failing to enforce discipline. You seem to lack control.
No, wait. We're in an impossible situation. The military wants to withdraw. They've already removed some of their troops, and now you want more enforcement.
All I know is that the Negro children are being subjected to daily indignities. And not only from their classmates. Mr. Matthews, Minijean wants to sing in the Christmas program. Yet she tells me you denied her request.
That's correct.
Why?
Because I think that under the circumstances, it would be inflammatory.
Do you agree with him?
In that circumstance, no. But Jess has to call the shots, even when he isn't always happy about his own decisions.
And your decisions? I'm told you asked Ernest Green not to sit with a white girl in the cafeteria.
You have very good intelligence reports.
They're necessary.
Yes, I did ask Ernest not to sit with a white girl because our intelligence indicated to me that certain students were going to punish him. And I thought, under the circumstances, I didn't think that was a good idea.
Under the circumstances, if I hear that phrase once more.
Mrs. Richards, we're sitting on a powder keg. Everyone's just waiting for an excuse to close us down.
So it's keep the schools open at all costs?
Yes.
Mrs. Richards, if we don't bend a little, those 9 children are going to go back to an all-Negro school. I can't believe you want that.
I don't. But there's bending and there's bending and there's also capitulation.
We are not capitulating.
Wait. See, we have different objectives. You see, Mrs. Richards, you are interested in the advancement of the colored people. We are educators. We want every child in this school, black and white, to learn what we have to teach them and to graduate. We are making mistakes. It's a first for all of us. But we're trying.
I know you are. And I appreciate it. I suppose it's difficult for everybody. But for now, one more question.
Yes.
What on earth are you writing?
Doodles. Nothing but doodles.
Me too.
Well, we simply don't agree, Elizabeth, so it's best to be friendly-like, not argue.
Well, that's fine with me.
I always say relatives should know their place when they're visiting kinfolk and not tell them how to raise their children, treat their dogs, or who to vote for. This is certainly fine cake.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, when you get a chance to send along the recipe.
Oh, well, let me go and get it for you now.
Oh, no, don't bother yourself. Just put it in the mail when you have time. Anyway, you and I have different views about this sour thing over at your school, so, like I say, it's best we don't talk about it.
Well, how's Aunt Alna?
Fine. Just fine. Good old bridge-playing Presbyterian. And she's 88 if she's a day. Although, I should tell you one thing. In our part of the country, Governor Falbus is a hero.
We weren't going to talk about that.
Well, it seems to me he is the only man standing up to a federal dictatorship. Yours truly, he feels like a fool. I voted for Eisenhower.
Anybody want me coffee?
Oh, thank you. And all this fuss in the papers. Now, what's everyone complaining about? You told me yourself things is pretty peaceful over there.
No, I didn't say that. I said it was an enforced peace.
A little wonder. What else can you expect when people go where they're not wanted?
Dorothy.
And I'm not prejudiced. I got nothing against the colored. Well, my cleaning lady, Virginia, she's been with me for 30 years. Wonderful woman, honest and completely reliable.
Excuse me, I have to drop Elizabeth at a meeting. I don't want her to be late. Where'd you leave their coats, Nicole?
Well, I didn't know y'all had something planned.
Well,
And just as well, we got a long drive. Come on, honey.
Well,
There you go.
I'll just give you best to Rose and Jamie. And don't forget about that recipe. Oh, my
Sorry, I just couldn't take it any longer.
Well, at least you said something.
I don't know why I'm so polite.
She really upset you, didn't she?
No, upset me. She's a perfectly awful woman, and I let us talk all that nonsense right in my own living room.
Well, she's your cousin.
She is my very distant cousin. I should have dumped this eggnog right in her lap.
Elizabeth, nothing you can do or say is going to change the mind of someone like that.
I could try.
You are trying. What do you think you're doing at the school?
I don't know. I think sometimes just keeping the lid on.
Well, that's not so bad, is it?
I'll tell you one thing.
What?
I'm not going to send her that damn recipe.
Carlotta, you didn't want any onions? No, I don't want any.
All right. Wait a minute. Then you did move your chair.
I guess so. Seeing it was in her way, I moved it back.
I didn't move mine at all. Somebody across the table from me, he shoved it with his feet.
All right. Sign out. Go home. Get yourselves cleaned up. Come on, get out of here. Come on.
Well, how do you feel?
Pretty bad. I promised my parents and my friends not to get in any more trouble.
Minijean, I'm afraid we have to suspend you.
I figured. How long does it last?
3 days. Then you have to apply with your parents to the superintendent of schools.
I don't know that I want to come back. Can I call my mother?
Of course. Use the phone in the other office.
That's just what they want.
Unfortunately, they make it even more than they counted on.
What does that mean? Jess?
I sounded out some of the board members, and I don't think a suspension will satisfy anybody. Chances are she'll have to be expelled.
Expelled?
There's been too many incidents.
But then just suspend her, but a permanent expulsion.
Elizabeth, if she comes back here, some of the kids will never let her alone. They'll risk their own suspensions just to drive her out.
Are we going to let them make our decisions for us?
Well, look at it from Minijean's point of view. After today, she'll be harassed from the minute she walks in the front door till she goes home at night. And what happens if she gets hurt? There's no way we can guarantee her safety.
Well, I'm so glad we're doing this for her own good.
All right. We're doing it for the school. Is that so terrible? How can we run this place if one child is under constant attack?
That is pure expediency, Jess, and you know it.
Well, maybe it is. But what else can we do unless you have a better idea? Elizabeth, do you really think she can survive here till June?
No.
And I don't see that we have much of a choice.
Neither do I. But we ought to all be ashamed of ourselves.
Is your mother coming to pick you up?
She wasn't home.
Maybe we can arrange a ride.
No, I can walk.
Minijean, take care of yourself, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
You think it's safe to let her go home by herself?
Oh, sure. Nobody pays any attention to a Negro girl walking on the street. It's only when she comes to school that they hate her. After the first of the year, Minijean was officially expelled. The eventual charge was verbal retaliation after provocation. And the segregationists had their first victory.
Here you go. There we are. How you doing, Lisa? Okay. Here, take a card over here.
One of those.
Uh-huh. Here you go. Take. You've got no right. You're just trying to get rid of me.
You know perfectly well that distributing this kind of material is against school policy.
Well, somebody just gave them to me, and I just handed them out to the kids who wanted them.
Even so.
You and Mr. Matthews just want to get me out of school.
Donna, a suspension is not an expulsion.
Yeah, you're just mad because I'm friends with the governor. Because I call up his office and I let him know what's really going on around here.
Not always accurately.
Well, he's not going to sit still for this, and neither am I, and neither are my parents. My daddy happens to be a very important man in this town, and he has a lot of friends, too.
Donna!
Oh, you just wait. You and all them niggers, they're all going to go.
Even with our ringleader out of school, the incidents continued.
I know.
But our problems were not only on the inside. While Washington pretended we didn't exist, others were very much aware of us. Some disagreed peacefully, others were more strident.
I feel like I'm a sacrifice. And it's only because I stand up for what I believe in.
No one's objecting to that, Donna?
Then would you mind
Mama, please, just... Now, Mr. Blossom, you've looked at my records. I'm a transfer student from Pine Bluff, but... well, I feel I've adjusted very well here. I have a B average. And I'm in a lot of the extracurricular activities. And I have more friends than I can count. But it's just that these two, well, they've had it in for me.
I don't think that's fair. Mrs. Huckaby spoke about your good qualities to the members of the board.
Well, then why am I being persecuted?
Nobody's
It's
persecuted.
because I make speeches at the citizen council groups, isn't it?
They were these cards you were distributing.
That is an excuse, and you know it. You and the entire Board of Education, with the exception of Mr. Jensen, should be dismissed.
Mrs. Kirby, the purpose of this meeting is to discuss your daughter's attitude. Now, if she would only discontinue these activities that we consider undesirable.
You had no right to suspend her. These people are known integrationists. They want Donna out of school so she can't tell the truth about what's going on over there.
Can we confine this to the issue at hand?
They're the issue at hand.
Yes, Elizabeth, we don't seem to be accomplishing very much. Maybe I should speak separately with the Kirbys. And thank you so much for coming. Thank you. I'm sure we can all reach a reasonable compromise.
Elizabeth, I have to drop something over to the school board. I'll meet you at the car.
Tell me that they pay my fine if I hit her. What does she know about children? She never even had any.
Mr. Kirby, can't you take her out? Get it! Come on with me.
What is the matter?
Home.
That woman is no good. She deserves everything she gets. Don't you understand it?
Glenn, the alarm didn't go off.
It didn't.
You turned it off.
I wanted you to get some sleep.
Glenn!
I don't want you going in there today.
Have to, you know that.
Nothing's going to fall apart if you stay at home, let it cool down.
Now, would you?
That's not the point. Do you realize how upset you were last night?
Yes, and I'm still upset. But as long as those 8 children have to go to school every day, so do I.
Elizabeth, you're not indispensable.
Is that the impression I give, that I think I'm indispensable?
Sometimes.
Well, that's quite a piece of criticism.
No, more like an observation.
Well, maybe it's true.
So stay at home, at least for a day or two.
No, I can't.
All right?
What are you doing?
I'm driving you.
With a gun? Now, isn't that a little excessive?
Everything that's happening around here is excessive. Being attacked by that woman is excessive. Very well. You're going to be stubborn about it.
I'm being stubborn.
If you're going to be stubborn about it, somebody has to look out after your welfare. Now get dressed.
Well, yes, sir. But I don't think I'm indispensable.
Just figure speech. Don't take it too seriously.
Well, I'm not my father. I can't preach sermons on Sunday. And it's certainly not in my nature to get angry or be emotional. I just think if I'm there, if we're there with a routine, a day-to-day structure, then we can get through this thing without an explosion. Doesn't that make sense?
I guess.
Well, I don't know any other way.
Huckaby, betray your whole race. Get an umbrella and smack in your face. When white folks discover all that takes place, you'll leave Central High in total disgrace.
You won't change your mind?
No.
I'll pick you up at 3:15.
Get a ride, Glenn.
3:15 right here.
All right.
Bye-bye.
You have been involved in other incidents, haven't you, Miss Kirby?
Oh, well, I'm not sure what you mean by incident, sir. But it is true that I've been fighting against integration. Well, I'm sure as your audience knows, there are many that stand against me and the governor in our struggle to defeat race mixing and communism.
Then you feel you're being persecuted for your beliefs?
Oh, absolutely. Well, other students were involved in passing out those cards, but I was singled out.
By whom, Miss Kirby?
Well, by the integrationists. Mr. Blossom, the superintendent of schools, Mr. Matthews, and Miss Huckaby.
All right, that's about enough of that.
She's very good.
All right, put her in the school play. Want me to get that?
No, if it's like the rest of them, it's me they won't. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello? All right, I'm going to stand here and just wait you out.
If you have something to say, have the guts to say it. Hung up. Maybe we ought to have the number changed.
Now I know just how the colored children feel.
How's that?
We listed their numbers in the school directory, and they've been getting calls all year. I'll flip you for it.
You busy?
No, just working on a mild depression.
I don't see any umbrella scars. Do you?
I guess I'm lucky it wasn't snowing. She would have used a shovel.
Serves you right. You and all the other communists.
Look, I have a class, so let's make the presentation.
Go ahead, give it to her.
Well, go on. Open it before the bomb squad puts it in a bucket of water.
Oh, for goodness sake. Ah. Oh, here. I'll have to save this ribbon. I don't know how you... Oh, I see. What on earth? Oh, my goodness.
Do you like it?
I love it. But why red?
It's for courage. Lord knows you deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That was so nice.
Am I interrupting something?
No. Just a little pep rally. Join us.
Well, I can come back.
And that's all right. We're on our way out.
Thank you. I'll be later.
Now, you wear that tomorrow. Put on a show for your husband.
Oh, I'm going to. Thank you, Opie. Well, Jess, how about that?
Pretty racy.
I like it. It makes a statement. What's the matter?
Am I that transparent?
After all these years? Window glass.
Well, nothing major, but I'm not very happy about it. Donna Kirby is coming back to school tomorrow.
On whose terms?
Well, let's say it's a compromise. Her father just brought this in. It's a watered-down version of what we wanted.
If you will reinstate me, I promise in future to conform to the rules. I understand that if I violate the promises contained in this letter, I can be expelled. Could be worse.
Could be better. No acknowledgement of error on her part, and no apology for the attack on you. As far as I'm concerned, you should take it to court.
Oh, that wouldn't solve anything, Jess. At least if we've got her here, we can keep our eyes on her.
Maybe. You feeling all right?
Recognize this?
You're taking tranquilizers?
No. Anti-acid pills. To congratulate me, I've given birth to an ulcer.
Wonderful. Is the year over yet?
Not quite, Jess. Not quite.
Everything. I'll have to tell you at lunch.
Good morning, girls. May 1958. Before we knew it, Easter had come and gone. 5 states passed Little Rock bills. They would close their schools rather than integrate. President Eisenhower said he would remove the remaining troops at the end of the term. There was a lull. The students were getting ready for final exams, and the seniors were preparing for graduation. But we knew that sooner or later, another target would be selected.
Ernest Green? Are you sure? Or perhaps it's just a matter of interpretation. No. We'll definitely check it. Yes, certainly I'll let you know. That was Mr. Kirby.
Uh-oh. I don't think I want to hear this.
According to him, Ernest Green has been paying special attention to Donna. Seems he even brushed up against her in a department store this weekend.
I don't believe that for a minute.
Neither do I, but I'll tell you something. Things are beginning to make a little sense. Let me show you something. Hey, John, you got those, thank you. These we found in an empty locker yesterday. Somebody's been passing them around. Little nigger at Central High has got mighty free with his eye, winks at white girls, grabs their blonde curls. Little nigger sure is anxious to die. They got rid of Minijean, and now they're after Ernest.
Why him? Why not one of the others?
You know, we're forgetting something. He's the only senior.
That's right. And no Negro has ever graduated from Central High. I'm sure they'd like to keep it that way.
She's not in any of my classes. And the only place I ever see her is in the cafeteria. I've never looked at her, and I sure have never followed her.
Well, what about the department store?
I was there Saturday with my mother, but I didn't notice anybody from school.
You know, Ernest, we don't want this to sound like the Spanish Inquisition. But her father called.
What do you want me to do?
Avoid her, I guess.
Okay, no problem.
It's only going to be for a week or so, but they're going to keep coming at you.
Yeah, they're even sending me letters now.
Is that so?
And I found one in my locker yesterday. It was supposed to be from a senior, but he didn't sign his name.
What did it say?
He said that he wished I wouldn't show up for the graduation, that it wouldn't be fair to spoil it for everybody else.
Do you agree with that?
Nope. Besides, I think it was from an adult. The grammar was too good.
Ernest, there's something we haven't discussed. But I think you better talk it over with your parents. You know, we could send you your diploma at home.
Is that what you want me to do? Stay away?
We're just offering you an alternative if it comes down to your personal safety.
Jail, he asked me a question, and I must answer that question. No, I don't think you should stay away. You have every right to be there. But I just want you to understand that there are risks.
Yeah, they might throw some eggs and do some screaming.
Possibly more than that.
Well, like you said, I got a right to be there. Besides, I've already rented my cap and gown, and the man said I can't get my money back. Well, I better go. The car's waiting for me.
All right, you go ahead.
Go on. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
He's incredible. Nothing phases him. Maybe this time they picked the wrong one.
About that time.
I'll be ready in just a minute. You got the tickets?
Right here.
You know something? Dorothy sent me a clipping out of an out-of-town newspaper. Said I looked grim and prim. Glenn. Do you think I look grim and prim?
You look just fine.
Why do men think fine is a compliment?
All right. How's lovely?
Much nicer than fine. Shall we get it over with?
Why do you keep looking over your shoulder?
Just force of habit, I guess.
Do you think someone's going to cut loose with something?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Not if we're all watching, maybe.
students, teachers, distinguished visitors, may I present the class of 1958. Would you all please be seated? Each of you has completed the necessary requirements, and I declare that you are all officially graduates of Central High School. As Coach Wagner calls your names, please come forward to receive your diplomas. Coach Wagner? Caroline Abbott. Beverly Ann Goddard. Clifford Gray.
He's next.
Ernest Green.
Congratulations, Ernest. Thank you.
June Grover. Michael Hilkeen. Mary Lou Jones. I present to you class of 1958, graduated. Congratulations.
See you in September, Jess.
Yes.
Don't catch too many fish.
You believe it? Made it? We'll see you later.
Elizabeth. Oh, how does it go?
Bye-bye. You have a wonderful summer.
You too. Listen, if I can afford it, I'm going to Venice.
Oh, well,
What about you?
oh, I'm going to hibernate. I'm going to sleep till September.
Perfect. I bet you're happy.
Oh, listen, where's Ernest Green? I want to say goodbye to him.
Oh, you missed him. He left with Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King, he was here?
Sure. Haven't you heard? We're famous.
Come on.
For heaven's sake.
Parking lot will be
Oh.
nice. Excuse me.
Excuse me, kids.
What are you thinking?
Oh, there's so many things. What a strange and terrible year.
Well, if I know you, you'll remember the good parts.
There weren't too many of those. Except, well, promise me you won't laugh.
No, I won't.
Well, I came as close as I ever have to feeling like a mother.
See, I'm not laughing.
Each of the Little Rock Nine, including Minijean Brown, graduated high school and attended college. Today they're involved in many different fields, from real estate and farming to computer work and teaching. Ernest Green is perhaps the best known. In 1977, he was appointed by the President as Assistant Labor Secretary for Employment and Training. 8 of the 9 no longer live in Little Rock. Governor Faubus, having served 6 terms, also left the city. Central High School is now over 50% black. It has black faculty members and has had black principals. All schools in Little Rock are integrated. There is little, if any, racial conflict.